Hello and welcome to another episode of the Landscaper Growth Show. My name is Mark. I'm your host. Today I'm speaking with Cliff Orlando at Heavenly Landscape and Lawn in Orlando. Cliff, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so I'd love to start just by hearing what services you provide with the Heavenly Landscape in Orlando.
We provide basic service along with extended services. We do, maintenance along with tree trimming, landscape installs, removals, pretty much the norm. We do irrigation repairs, paper repairs, things of that sort. Anything, pretty much almost anything that makes your property look better, we try to get ourselves involved in.
Okay. Any types of sort of lawn treatments of any kind you guys do?
We do fertilizing, pest control. So we did go out and get our license, so we dibble and dabble in it. That's not anything that we put at the forefront, but for our clients, we tend to offer it.
Sure. Okay.
Seriously, are with their landscape. We don't want to scare them off.
Gotcha. Okay. And then how about any kind of a hardscaping?
Yes. That's why I mentioned paver repair. I don't push the pavers too much. That's a whole different department. That's going to be later on down the road.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And then I'm always curious what rough percentage of the business is maintenance type work, the lawn sort of, mowing and that kind of maintenance work versus sort of project work, right? Landscaping, like larger projects, big installs.
Yes. Large installs, maybe 10%.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But you do have your side jobs, such as like your palm tree trimming. Sometimes you got to get, a lift in there because a lot of the properties that we deal with now are commercial properties. Then you have, of course, your trimming of the crepe myrtles. Sometimes they need trees to be trimmed because they have code violations. So it all depends because we have to deal with all different types of businesses. So
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely saw some of the commercial work on your site here. Were you always doing commercial work? Did you start the company that way with, some percentage doing commercial? Or did you start with residential and then move over into commercial as time went on?
Residential. Definitely.
Okay.
That was a lot easier than when I was smaller because it was just myself. I started off doing foreclosed homes. Market wasn't doing very well. And doing that, I saw other companies. And so I was like, let me take a look over the fence and see what's going on over there. So when I was done with that, I decided to see what it was like to work for a landscape company. And in doing so, I saw what they did with residential and commercial. I said, well, let's start off at the residential side. And that's where we started.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How do you break into commercial accounts? I mean, I've wondered if it's a big old formal process, get some kind of RFP, commercial, or even, I don't know if you work at all with any type of, municipality, but I'm just kind of mystified by how you ultimately break into these, large corporate accounts, even though you're working locally. Any thoughts about that for someone who's just doing residential at this point?
It's all about advertising. Well, for us, actually, it was all about advertising and also building our portfolio. We would put our jobs on our site. That way they could see how we work. We would also pound the pavement as far as selling ourselves. We wouldn't be shy to go into communities and go into businesses and introducing ourselves. Even if they were just to see our face and we were to lose the bid because we didn't know the bid process at that time, at least they saw us. They heard of us. It got to the point to where they're like, oh yeah, Heavenly Landscaping. Yeah, don't call them because they're going to be on you. It was constantly calling back, making sure everything's okay, and making sure that they don't forget about you. You just have to be very, how could I say it? I don't want to say that you want to bother them too much, but you have to be very disciplined. And making sure that you do return the phone calls, making sure that your word is everything and that they see that at first and continue through. Because once you lose that, you lose your momentum on building what you start off to build. So,
okay, This is amazing advice. I'd love to dig into this just a little bit. I mean, I see right here on your website that your commercial clients are like O'Reilly Auto Parts, Pep Boys, Mazda, Ruby Tuesday. Okay, these are Arby's, 24-hour fitness. I mean, these are amazing accounts.
Yeah.
So, can I ask you just a little bit more about this? So, literally, I mean, you had your business, you were running it, residential, doing the different elements of that, and maintenance and project work, and then you and your team, or mainly you, however, went into an Arby's, went into Mazda, went into Pep Boys, and literally said, "Hey, we're here, we're local. I would like to do your landscaping maintenance work for you."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, some of those we advertised and some of them reached out to us because of what we put on our site.
Okay.
Some we did go in and introduce ourselves, but others, they just found us.
That is awesome.
And we were the ones that showed up.
Answer the phones.
So they
kept calling back.
Yes, of course. Of course. This is a cutthroat industry. And unfortunately, after the pandemic, a lot of people don't show up. So, that's another advantage point. They see us, they recognize us. Again, we're just everywhere. We're small mom and pop, but we'll travel. We've done Jacksonville, we've done Tampa. We have our advertisements on the side of our trucks. And so people see us. They know.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, we advertise everywhere possible, not only phones, not only our websites, our trucks. And, somebody comes up to us, we're with a smile. Doesn't matter if it's 110 degrees outside. What's the call anytime? Here's our business card.
I love it. How many people do you have on the team, man?
We had at one point 12. We had to do some restructuring. So now we're down to 8.
Amazing.
And we're building back up again.
Okay. We talked about this a little bit before the show, and you just kind of mentioned it again. I'd love to hear. I mean, you've been in this business for a long time, and you guys have got a great reputation. We've taken a look here. You got a great website. Sounds like running things really well. What do you mean when you say it's a cutthroat industry? How, what do you see kind of out in the marketplace? And I mean, how so?
Well, examples I've already heard of, people trying to take our employees. Some are successful. That's why we've had to do some restructuring.
Okay.
We have to offer more of a package. It's come more than just, treating them as if they're an extended part of the family. You have to have a lot of benefits for them to stay, because we all know people chase the money. They don't chase the opportunity. So we have to somehow maneuver our way into making sure that they understand not only do you have opportunities, and we try to show them by having meetings, and I'm out in the field working with them, so that they don't think that I'm just sitting at home not doing anything while they're working. I'm collecting a check. So, you have to, there's so many different ways that you have to make sure that your employees see it. And of course, you have those that go out there that try to lowball, steal your clients. And it's a lot of different things that are happening right now out there. You have a lot of people that are hungry, and you can't blame them. That are just starting into the business, that will go up to someone and say, "Hey, how much are you, paying for this service?" "Well, I'll do so much more for less money." Get in there. That's when they find out, and we end up getting a call back saying, "Hey, it didn't work out over here." So we end up going.
You get what you pay for, right?
But during that time, you lost your client, and you have to make up for it in other ways. And sometimes you take them back, sometimes you can't, because you might grow too fast. You might get another client that took that slot. And so it's you have to be very much hands-on.
Interesting. Amazing advice. Very, very helpful. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Great. And I mean, we had talked also just kind of about the way that you treat your team. You've already talked about this a little bit, some more, but how important is it to kind of connect with your team? I mean, the way you talked about it earlier is almost like really taking it almost kind of personally, like their life, like they're an extended part of the family, and almost like if someone on your team is hurting, you're hurting, right?
Yes.
And this kind of thing. You've talked about the importance of keeping team, and it's difficult to do these days.
Yeah.
How do you create that culture where your team just understands this is an amazing opportunity? I'm going to stay even if I have other offers?
Well, it is a very thin line. That's something that I've had to take a look at myself at certain points of this journey.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I said that it was going to be easy to do, but as time goes on, you have to learn how to restructure yourself. I started off at a point to where, yeah, it was very personal.
Uh-huh.
Somebody would walk off because we always gave a lot of second chances to, folks that were either coming from rehab or whatever walk of life that they were coming from.
Okay. Amazing.
Because we try to instill into men, you still need to be men. You still need to provide. You still need to take care of your family. You still need to do all of these things that unfortunately the culture has somewhat turned away from. So, you know, it's very difficult when somebody walks away. So that's why we started, okay, if you need something, we're here for you. Of course, you
Hmm.
can along the way, but you have to understand that everyone's different. So you can't take it personal. You can always continue to do what you do, but you have to take your your feelings sort of out of it and look at them as a person who's going on their own journey.
Mm.
And so therefore, if we, like, for instance, we found out one of our employees didn't have a bed to sleep on. They were sleeping on the floor because they moved down and they didn't have enough money for furniture. We went on Facebook, we found furniture for them. We were blessed at that point because the person was like, as long as it goes to a good home, no problem. Here's a bed, here's this, here's so we pretty much filled up their house over a weekend after we
Oh
found out.
man.
Because why? Because I can't have somebody and say, hey, listen, I need the best out of you, but then you can't even have a bed to sleep in. So that's just a thing of, it's just common sense. It's caring for another human being. It's just, I wouldn't want my brother to be in that situation. I wouldn't want even my friend to be in that situation. So
Hmm.
we have to do our part. And from that,
Amazing.
sometimes you'll have the loyalty. Sometimes people will overlook that and say, oh, I don't care. But you know
Uh-huh.
what? It resonates with you that you did the best that you could.
Hmm.
And
That's amazing.
that person might not see it, but I can guarantee you somebody does.
Uh-huh.
So, no matter what, it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
Losing, it's you just being you, caring about the fellow person that's next to you. Yes, granted, it's my employee, but I can't see it that way. I see it as they're a human being, and we need to make sure we take care of one another. And just like
Yeah.
one of my
Agree.
saints brought and have my meeting, no one of us is bigger than the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's the company name. It's Heavenly Landscape. And we are a faith-based business, so it's not my business. So I have to treat it as such.
Uh-huh. That's beautiful. What a great message, and it's just wonderful words here, Cliff. Great, just kind of leadership, and I can just really feel the culture that you've created, and I know that you guys, your team, are just loyal and just so grateful to to be a part of your team, right? In the team of Heavenly Landscape. Fantastic. Well, what do the next few years look for you like, Cliff? I mean, are you looking to continue to grow the business, or are you guys
Yes.
in a really nice kind of place to level out? What you're thinking about growing it still?
Oh yeah. No, we have a lot of things on the burner
Uh-huh.
that we're getting ready to attack soon.
Fantastic.
Coming in. I'm constantly selling. I get the guys. I'm constantly selling. I'm everywhere. You have to be. Once we get to a certain level, that's when I'll have someone else take my place and I'll pick and choose which accounts I want to service, sell, or wherever the road leads me. But for
Uh-huh.
now, I do want to grow because I would love to see people have real opportunities to not be treated as a number, to be treated as a person, to be
Uh-huh.
able to see them raise their family because they started at a certain point with us and we can watch them develop into businessmen, into whatever part of the journey that they want to be part with this company. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see growth within people.
Oh man, fantastic. Wonderful, Cliff. Well, if folks are in the Orlando area looking for a great maintenance and project lawn and landscape company to work with, What are some of the best ways to get in touch with Heavenly Landscape?
Oh, you can go to our website. We're very interactive. You have to go where social media takes you. So you can find us on TikTok. We're pretty much everywhere. My phone number is on there. And that phone number that's on the website is my personal number. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
I can definitely speak to them and lead them down the right direction. If it's not an area that we cover, we also have a sister company that we work with, which is also faith-based, and they stand by their work. And so, no matter what, if you talk to us, we're definitely going to take care of you.
Fantastic. I'm here on Cliff's site. It's landscapinglawn.com, Heavenly landscapinglawn.com. For a faith-based business and just really well-run business in Orlando. So it's amazing landscaping, got great reviews. Get in touch with Cliff and his team. Cliff, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having us.